Thanks to a substantial trade-in credit for my Samsung Buds 2, I was recently able to try out the Buds 3 Pro, and I won't waste any time letting you know that I am impressed. But to be more specific, I'm going to give you 6 things I like about these headphones, as well as one feature that I didn't like, or at least don't like yet. Let's get going. Before I get into my actual likes and dislike, I do want to quickly just comment on the design of these buds. Unlike previous models by Samsung, the Buds 3 Pro have a stem-like style similar to what people think of whenever they think Apple AirPods. Now, I'm a big fan of this style, both in the fit and the functionality. These always feel secure in my ears, and I don't ever feel like they are wiggling around or about to fall out, which was a frequent occurrence with my Buds 2. Also, I like the touch controls on these because the stem allows a nice clickable pinch space on the stem, or blade as Samsung calls it, as well as an area where you can swipe with your thumb to increase or decrease the volume. These buttons have a little bit of customizable options between which apps they open or run, as well as what each of them do, like skip a song, pause, replay, things like that. They also have voice controls in case you don't want to bother touching them. But the design isn't an item on my list. I just wanted to say that I am a big fan of the shape, size, and function of the new blade look of the Buds 3 Pro. Now to the first thing on my pros list. I often am guilty of keeping my earbuds in the car. Not ideal, but it happens. And when my Buds 2, I always hated how hot they'd be for the first 10 or 15 minutes of my drive. I'd have to hold them in front of the AC in the car to cool them down. They were black, and they held that heat for so long. And the jelly bean shape of them meant more of the bud was actually touching your ear. It's not comfy. So, along with the better shape of the buds, I like that the Buds 3 Pro were made in gray and white. Less heat being held in with these lighter colors, and with less of them physically touching your ear, it makes it a lot more comfy to wear these things first thing when getting into the car, which is where I use mine the most. The second thing I like about these new headphones is a mode called Siren Detect. With this feature on, while using your adaptive features, your music or video will be quieted in the event of an ambulance, police cruiser, or fire truck going by. Now, using AI to listen for these noises, it automatically will lower the volume of your buds so you can hear when emergency vehicles are approaching, so you can stay safe and out of their way so they can quickly respond to whatever emergency they are reporting to. It's very smart and very helpful feature for sure. Third on my list of pros for the Buds 3 Pro is the wireless charging of the case. A lot of the time I have my phones, camera, drones, and microphones all charging, so it is hard for me to find another port to charge yet another device. So sometimes I don't charge the case when it's convenient. But with the wireless charging feature of the case of the Buds 3 Pro, I can use the PowerShare wireless charging from my phone to top off the case if it gets too low to charge the buds themselves. My phone is almost always charged, so it's nice to have a power source capable of charging the buds so that I never have to go without my music. Now, a disclaimer, I have seen on Reddit that the protective case that comes with the Buds 3 Pro actually blocks wireless charging, and after trying it myself, I can actually confirm that this is not true. But it is important to know that if you have a case on your phone and this case, it's going to be too much. So you either need no case on your phone, but this will work, or case on your phone with no protective case on here. Anyways, going back to the actual performance of the buds, the fourth item on my list of likes is the 360 mode. Now, if I remember correctly, this feature isn't new to the Buds 3 Pro, but I never took the time with my Buds 2 to actually get to know them in depth, so this was my first time using it. And for watching videos on my phone, it really makes it feel more engaging. When I add to that the head tracking, so if I move back and forth, the sound moves from bud to bud. It makes you feel like you're immersed in the video or music, and it just keeps you more attentive. So again, this wasn't anything new as far as I'm aware, but I do think this is a really neat feature that most people should know about. Now, call me crazy, but I don't like ending videos on a sour note, so I'm actually going to give you my one negative opinion about the Buds 3 Pro before I give you my final positive one. With that said, I actually do not care for the voice detection feature. What this is, similar to the siren detection, is when someone comes up to you and they begin talking to you, as soon as you talk to them, it will lower the volume during that conversation. And when I say I don't like it, what I really mean is I don't like it yet. I feel like the AI will eventually smooth out the edges, and this will be a good feature. But for now, I felt like it quieted down constantly, and I was just alone in my car, not even talking to myself. Well, I mean, maybe a couple times, but it was mostly just the sounds of the highway, the tires on the road, the wind rushing by outside, bumps and things. But every few seconds, it would quiet down, and I'd have to wait for it to decide that the non-existent talking had stopped. So it was very distracting, and it's not very well refined. Now, do I think they'll figure it out and fine-tune it? Yeah, but for the purposes of this review, I'm putting it in the cons column. Comment below if you've had success with this feature. Maybe it's just me, but I don't think so. Finally, as we get to the final item on my list of features that I like about the Samsung Galaxy Buds 3 Pro, please take a second to like this video as well as hit that subscribe button. It really helps the channel, and the bigger the channel grows, the more time I can justify putting into it, which will result in making the videos prettier and more consistent. I really do appreciate it. Thank you. On to my final opinion on the Buds 3 Pro. So the use of AI in the world today is definitely a mixed bag. Some features are great, some are awful. It is a learning curve for sure, but one application using artificial intelligence that I have really enjoyed on the Buds 3 Pro is the use of the Interpreter app. This is a feature Samsung initially rolled out only to the Fold and Flip 6 models, but since then has expanded to some other handsets, including my S24 Ultra. And using the Buds 3 Pro to use this feature is even easier because it makes good use of the Buds microphone and speaker. There is a listening mode as well as a conversation mode, where you can choose to only listen to what's going on, or you can actually engage in a two-way conversation with someone where the phone will provide spoken interpretation as well as written transcripts for both participants in their own native language. You can even flip the screen so that the other person can see their text without needing to read upside down, which I thought was really cool. I actually customized my Buds 3 Pro to open the Interpreter app if I long press and hold on the right bud. Obviously, the grammar and things aren't perfect, but considering how new this is, I think they did a great job. And even bad grammar withstanding, it is easy. It's good enough to make sense of it when it's in context. It does sometimes stop listening to one person when it thinks they're done talking and then automatically switches to the other language. But as long as the participants don't talk over each other and they allow time for it to switch roles, it seems to work really well. You can install different languages within seconds if you know what language you're going to need. And installing Spanish on mine took about 10 seconds on a Wi-Fi network. I was really impressed. So there you have it, my 6 likes and 1 dislike of the Buds 3 Pro. I just got home from a soccer tournament for my son this weekend, and these buds saved me on the drive to and from Kansas City. Car noises, 3 kids on their devices, and a lovely but loud wife. It gets to be a lot after 4 hours in the car together. Trust me, she'd say the same thing about me. But noise canceling and great battery life mixed with a great sound made me fall in love with the Samsung Galaxy Buds 3 Pro. They did everything I needed them to and had battery to give even more. Until next time, I love you guys. Bye.